this is not in any way a political attack on anybody. This isn't my way to prove my political views about something. It's strictly to go down and witness firsthand the people, more than anything, of these areas and what it's done to them and their character. I felt empathy towards what was going on, and I saw the constant news of New Orleans. But it bothered me in a sense that I didn't get a whole picture. Nobody seemed to put out there a journey through the debris field. Okay, I'm on the furthest western edge of the Dauphine Island. This is just a taste of what I'm about to see. We're going to get in and take some photos of these places, but devastating. All up and down from about halfway down the beach to here seems to be the worst debris field. Some places are just left with just the support. But other places fared pretty well with only just a little bit of damage. In the inlet between the island and the mainland of Dauphine Island, there still sits refrigerators under the surface. The lady that I talked to said she found 2 of her china plates, and the title search took everything and moved it over to that side. And there's a truck that's submerged about right where the door is. And you can look at this stuff for so long without it really affecting you. Houses need some sort of work done to them. They're building one from scratch down here that totally got annihilated. It's just really, I'll never forget this. I see it on television all the time, but you really don't appreciate the magnitude of damage. We're starting to get into the severely damaged areas. Some of these houses, they look fine, and then you look at their supports and every one of them are at like a 20 or 30 degree angle. There's no houses built on the ground on this end of the island. And you can imagine why. I mean, there's no trees. It's just basically about a 10-foot high mound of sand that these things are built on, so they're very vulnerable. A lot of workers and construction folks, but among them, sad to say, are some of the owners of these houses that are just going through the sand, just trying to find any kind of piece of their memories left. I'm a little apprehensive about what I'm about to see further down, because if this is the western tip, about what I'm about to see further down, I don't know what's coming up. Taking a side road off of 90. This is Market Street. We're going to follow it up some. It looked like a lot of people were turning down it, and we're in Pascagoula, Mississippi. It's about an hour after when we got started, about 1 o'clock. Not sure what we'll see down here, but this is getting close to the coast, and we were kind of far off from the coast on 90, so we're going to drive down until we can't drive any further.
My sister and them evacuated. However, they came close to coming back to the house. And had they come back to the house, they would have drowned.
Wow.
And so, but their house was totally covered with water. There was a little branch that ran behind their home, and it feeds into the Gulf. And the water started coming up then. And so she didn't take all her, if she had known it was going to get up like that, she would have taken a lot of things, but she just didn't dream that the water would come up that high.
Sure. She's pretty amazing. This is the third time she's gone through a hurricane where she's found something in it to make something else. She's making a walkway out of all those broken bricks, and she's gotten insulation from the back of a department store of this roof that came off. They were going to throw it away, and she got all the insulation to insulate her house. Pretty resourceful woman. How long have you been living here?
Since 1974.
Okay.
But I'm 80 years old. I was born here. You can see there were lots along there. Everywhere you see a foundation, there was a house. There were about 30 houses on that street.
Wow.
Right now, there are 3 look just like that are still standing.
Right.
And that's all that's left on that street. When I got up at 3:30 and did the sandbag stuff, and when I got ready to go, I guess it was about 7 or something like that. And I looked out, and the water was about up to here, and I could tell it was gradually coming up.
Right.
So I was afraid to leave. And so I stayed, and everything went real well until the houses down there. See, there are these four straight there. One on that corner was a beautiful, beautiful house on that corner. That lady, I spent a ton of money on her landscaping and so on. And some of those on the beach, and all their debris came up this way, and much of it landed behind my house. And a lot of it, like these houses, 4 houses below me, a lot of their stuff hit my house and floated, into my house. And big pieces, like sides of the house or garage or something. And that was the only time that I really was concerned and frightened. And the water was up about 8 feet, and I was on the stairs, and something kept jarring the house. And I got upstairs and looked out the window on the other side, and we had these storm shutters. Of course, they were closed, and I could only see out about 12, 15 feet.
Right.
And so I could look down, and I could see the house next to me had floated into my house, and it would knock my house, and then the wind, would let up a little bit, and then another gust, and it would knock it again. But I was sitting on the steps and deciding what I was going to do, and I decided I'd swim to this tree, and if it looked like it was going to go, because I know the wind, will take them up roots and all.
That's right.
And I decided I'd get to this tree. Well, this tree is several hundred years old.
Right.
And so I figured it'd be there. And see, the water would have been up to the where I could have gotten into that tree.
Right.
And so that's what I planned to do. And but I was waiting, and if it looked like the house, the top was going to go, I was going to swim out this way because I didn't want to get scared. There's a marsh behind my house.
Right.
And so anyway, that was my storm experience.
The doctor was a great interview. He was older people have great historical reference to this. There's trailers everywhere you look. Homes with trailers in the front yard. It's really something. Down the end of this road behind us, there was several people that died. I'm not sure the circumstances, but one of the boys he was telling me swam over to the house and found his mother, who had apparently died before the storm hit, had a heart attack, I guess from the stress of everything.
Us. They wanted to know if we could handle it. I told you guys that I sleep on the
Are you serious? They tested to see if you could psychologically handle it?
I think they just wanted to see if we were serious about it.
So have y'all mostly just worked in here since you've been here? Or?
No, the first 2 days then we helped muck out a house for an 80-year-old couple. Yeah, for an 80-year-old couple. It was like their retirement home, and it got completely flooded. And
wow.
28 feet of water. Yeah, 28 feet of water. All the way up to the ceiling. Sorry. And we just basically tore out the whole inside down to the framework of the house, and they're gonna start redoing it. They're getting contractors and stuff to come in and take out all the mold and rebuild it and stuff. So we did that the first day, and then yesterday we worked at the animal shelter and we helped clean up a park. And now we're here.
So what drove y'all to this? What motivated y'all to volunteer?
Well, we're with a group from Campus for Safer Christ.
Right.
And we just really wanted to come out here and help out. It's just been such a big tragedy.
Yeah.
And show Christ's love. So,
Is that about the same with you?
Yeah, just wanted to do something good over spring break.
yeah, this is our spring break.
Early in, I think it was December, there was a group of people from one of my trips that went down, and I was like, I don't think I can take out an entire 2 weeks of school right around finals time. So then spring break came up, and there's this great opportunity, so I was like, why not?
Yeah.
Yeah, there's no organization heading it up. Greg Porter from Evansville, Indiana, came down here 2 weeks after the storm.
Oh, wow.
And just started serving hamburgers in the middle of an intersection in the middle of Minge Avenue and Highway 90.
Right.
And locals were coming down to see their homes for the first time.
Yeah.
And so he came in then and just started serving hamburgers to them, and it's grown into this.
Wendy, do you feel like it's people are just, they want to give, they just need to be pointed where to give?
Oh, definitely. We've had that. A lot of people that have served here or that drive by and see it. Yeah, it's just
Okay.
we know we need to give here because we know that what we give is going directly to the locals. I mean,
That's great.
we don't get anything through their donations or anything, but it just goes to support the kitchen operating distribution center, and we
Yeah.
also do construction and cleanup, send out crews to help the locals get back in their homes. So.
Wow. How many people would you say are housed here right now?
Right now, we just had a big team. Are you talking about in the bunkhouses?
Yeah, and
Yeah.
really all over this complex. How many would you say?
Well, we have some permanent volunteers that are here, and there are